Welcome to TV20 News. We are Cleveland. I'm Leah Haslage. To ensure an ideal quality of life for its residents, the City of Cleveland looks to area block and street club organizations for support. To help them receive and utilize the tools they need to be successful, the city brings the organization leaders together for an annual summit. The City of Cleveland held their 2017 Community Builders Conference at CMSD's East Professional Center. The conference, put on by Blaine Griffin, Executive Director of the city's Community Relations Board, brought together area block and street club leaders to discuss issues facing their neighborhoods.
This year our theme is One Cleveland, Many Stories, where we really want to share best practices on how you can develop a block club, how we can develop strong police-community partnerships, how we can give everyone tips on making sure that they understand quality of life issues in the city of Cleveland, and really to talk about how we can empower residents and how we can make sure that our residents are empowered as much as they can to be a part of this great city.
Cleveland Mayor Frank Jackson spoke to the crowd about the important need for block clubs in the city.
But what really determines the quality of a city and what really determines the quality of neighborhoods and what really determines how that neighborhood behaves, how it walks, how it talks, is you. You're the ones. And I don't want you to even think that you're not important, because you are important. There is nothing that can go on in this city of any consequences that is positive without you.
Police Chief Calvin Williams addressed the crowd and expressed his gratitude for the work of the block clubs.
You don't always get that recognition. But know from me and from my command staff, I'm going to introduce them in a minute here, we do truly appreciate what you do every day in this city for us. Because without this partnership, without the hard work you guys do every day, this city wouldn't be what it is today.
Attendees went into breakout sessions to further continue the dialogue amongst themselves and to also learn how to get the resources they need for a successful block club.
We'll talk about everything about using technology to create a block club. We'll share best practices with each other. And then we're also going to have a session that talks about street outreach and what we do to work with people with street credibility to try to reduce violence in our community.
Workers and their families gathered outside Progressive Field at Gateway Plaza to attend a ceremony to mark Workers' Memorial Day. The event, put on by the Cleveland Area Occupational Safety and Health Administration, or OSHA for short, is a way to remember those workers who died on the job, says Cleveland OSHA Director Howie Eberts.
So when OSHA Act started in 1970, there were 38 people each day who died on the job, who went to work and didn't return. And now that's been lowered through the work of labor unions and employers out there and safety and health advocates down to about 12 a day. But that's still too much. 12 people each day die on the job. So we're trying to focus on Workers' Memorial Day, remember the dead, and focus people on safety and health and work to prevent injuries from happening on the job.
Cleveland Mayor Frank Jackson attended the ceremony and presented a proclamation to OSHA's regional administrator, Ken Atha, and spoke of the importance of having OSHA in the workplace.
Without their rules, their regulations, their mandatory training, there would be many workers who would be either injured or lose their lives. And we've had, unfortunately, since I've been mayor, we've lost 4 people as a result of accidents on the job. And it's always a very difficult thing when that happens, because it's like you're losing somebody of your own family. So I want to really thank OSHA for the work that they do.
Since its inception in 1971, OSHA has been striving to keep all workers throughout the U.S. safe while on the job.
And OSHA's main mission is to protect workers through enforcing regulations, developing regulations, providing worker training, and working with employers on a proactive level so that they understand their responsibility to protect workers.
For more information on OSHA or to contact the local Cleveland office, visit their website at osha.gov. It's an event that draws thousands of men of color each year, providing what could be life-saving health screenings. Enrique Correa has more on the Cleveland Clinic's 15th annual Minority Men's Health Fair.
Hundreds of doctors and medical professionals were at Cleveland Clinic's main campus performing dozens of free health screenings for thousands of men who attended the 15th annual Minority Men's Health Fair.
you don't have to have any signs or symptoms to have prostate cancer or colorectal cancer. And the fact is, black men develop and die from prostate cancer twice as often as white men. So that's why we're doing it. It's a way to encourage the men to come in a friendly setting and undergo these screenings.
Some of the tests at the health fair include blood pressure, diabetes, heart disease, prostate cancer, and much more. Dr. Modlin says early detection is their main objective.
But we need to do more to get the word out. Black men need to start screening for prostate cancer at the age of 40 compared to white men at the age of 55. So we need to educate the community about all these differences in screening recommendations based on an individual's race.
15 years ago, Reverend E. Theophilus Cavanis, the pastor of the Greater Abyssinia Baptist Church, helped Dr. Modlin create the Minority Men's Health Fair.
It was a momentous moment when Dr. Modlin came to us talking about minority health. And we thought it was such a great idea until we just coalesced with him and got a bunch of people and we started this along with him.
Some of the men here at the Minority Men's Health Fair say this event helped to save their life, and they encourage others to attend.
Ronald Kistner started attending the health fair events about 7 years ago. That's when doctors determined that his kidneys were in bad shape and he needed a transplant.
I think it can be life-saving. I've been a volunteer for probably 8 or 9 years. The past 3 years I haven't been able to be here because I was on dialysis. I was blessed last August to get a kidney transplant, and it was performed by Dr. Modlin, who runs the Minority Men's Health Fair. But every year that I have come here as a volunteer, there's been several men who have found out that they had certain diseases or were on track to really get that particular disease, and they discovered it here at the Minority Men's Health Fair.
And one father brought his son to the health fair because they wanted to make sure they were both healthy.
I'm getting older, and I want to be an example for him, and I want to be around for him.
At the Cleveland Clinic Minority Men's Health Fair, Enrique Correa, TV20, We Are Cleveland.
The Black Professionals Leadership Speaker Series had the founder of its Cleveland Clinic Minority Men's Health Fair as their latest speaker. The Black Professional Association Charitable Foundation held its annual Leadership Speaker Series, which offers life and career advice from living legends and past Black professionals of the year. Part 4 of the series features Dr. Charles S. Modlin, a urologist and founder of the Minority Men's Health Fair at the Cleveland Clinic. Dr. Modlin's topic for the speaker series is Make It Count, Transform a Community Problem into a Power Movement. The mission of the speaker series is to connect the Black professional community with excellence.
Those of us who have made it, who are professional, it's our responsibility to reach back and help the next generation of our young professionals succeed. I wholeheartedly support it. I'm a physician and surgeon at Cleveland Clinic. I'm a kidney transplant surgeon, and I can honestly tell you I would not have been here had it not been for, the help of people that actually have come before me.
Part 5 of the Leadership Speaker Series will feature Carol F. Hoover, who is president and CEO of Hoover Millstein. She was also the 1986 Black Professional of the Year. People celebrated the Year of Vibrant Green Space at Ohio's largest environmental education event and longest-running Earth Day celebration in the nation. People party with the planet all day with live music and food trucks at Cuyahoga County Fairgrounds in Berea. This year marks the 28th annual Earth Fest, which featured more than 270 exhibitors in the 9 eco-exhibit areas, all presented by the Earth Day Coalition. There were also some informational booths and lots of activities for the family to enjoy. The message at this year's event was, get involved.
Today is for folks to come down, connect with organizations and individuals, learn about the environmental topics, and get active, get engaged in your community and working on these things. The Office of Sustainability for the City of Cleveland and Earth Day Coalition are strategic partners, and we're celebrating today around a theme. Each year there's a special theme. This year it's the theme of Vibrant Green Space.
If you would like more information on the Earth Day Coalition, go to their website at earthdaycoalition.org. All over the planet, people were marching for science, and here in Cleveland, thousands took to the streets to take part in the global event. TV20's Enrique Correa was in Public Square and has more.
And we are all here because Cleveland science rocks.
Dr. Evelyn Gates, the director and CEO of the Museum of Natural History, was just one of the many scientists who attended the marching protest. Dr. Gates got the crowd of thousands pumped up for their March for Science. Thousands packed Public Square to demonstrate a passion for science and a wake-up call to support and safeguard the scientific community.
I think this is a wonderful thing for all of these people to be doing. There is nothing that's going to advance the American civilization like knowledge, and that's how science translates. It's knowledge. We're in a difficult time politically. The people of the United States need to fund science. Science is an investment in humanity that's appropriate for a free society to do, and we need to advocate for that.
It's important that we're all here to show that we're together in this. There's a lot of people that think this is really important, and it's something that we're not willing to sit by and just watch happen.
Thousands of people holding unique and funny protest signs began their march going west on Superior Avenue, then down to St. Clair Avenue, then making its way back to Public Square.
Hundreds of March for Science events were held all over the world, just like the one here in Cleveland, to spread the important message.
So it's wonderful that everyone across the planet is recognizing this day as not only Earth Day, but support for the processes that make us human. My job is teaching science, so it would be ridiculous if I didn't come down here and show support for what I love. It's my daily routine. Every day I talk to children and tell them that the scientific method is how we are humans.
Reporting for TV20, I'm Enrique Correa. We are Cleveland.
And on the west side of Cleveland, public officials and trail enthusiasts gathered at the launch of Stage 3 of the Towpath Trail in Cleveland. The city of Cleveland joined Cuyahoga County, the Cleveland Metro Parks and Canalway partners for the ceremonial groundbreaking of Stage 3 of the Towpath Trail in the Tremont neighborhood. Stage 3 of the Towpath Trail extension project will run 1.9 miles from the entrance of Steelyard Commons to Literary Avenue. The trail, when completed, will link neighborhoods across the city. Coincidentally, the Towpath groundbreaking took place on Earth Day.
Well, you know, Earth Day 2017 had a theme of vibrant green spaces. I can't think of a better way to kick off a day like that than to have a couple shovels go in the ground for a vibrant green place, the Towpath Trail. The Towpath Trail will be a 101-mile trail that'll go from Cleveland all the way to New Philadelphia.
This is how you link neighborhoods to neighborhoods, people to people, city of Cleveland to other cities in this county and this region. There are no corporate limit signs along this towpath. This is a regional asset that links us all together.
We know that when we have access to public, to fully accessible spaces for families and children and our seniors to use, we have healthier and happier communities. So not only is it a regional asset, but it ties directly into the direct resident impact here in the city of Cleveland. So that is such an exciting thing for Tremont and for our community.
The project will cost a total of $54.7 million, with most of the money coming from the federal government and the state of Ohio. The trail is scheduled for completion in 2020. When we return, we'll learn about two students who were honored for their engineering skills. We'll be right back with more TV20 News.
If I got to go to college, oh my goodness. I like discovering new things. You get to see what works for you and what doesn't. That helps you evolve as a person. You get to make like a supernova of skill or talent or whatever it is. I've always wanted to go to college. I just feel like that's my destiny. My name is Queen, and I am your dividend.
Looks like it's done.
Don't let salmonella get funky with your chicken. On average, 1 in 6 Americans will get a foodborne illness this year. You can't see these microbes, but they might be there. So learn the right temperature to cook each type of meat. Keep your family safe at foodsafety.gov.
Welcome back to TV20 News. 2 Cleveland teenagers were recognized by the city of Cleveland for their engineering and robot building skills at a recent competition. 2 students from the Horizon Academy School came by City Hall to demonstrate the robot they built to Mayor Frank Jackson. Students Hamza Pennington and Thomas Ward are part of the robotics team at their school that won first place at the First Tech Challenge at Kent State back in February. Officials at the New Horizon Academy say the 2 teens are shining examples for their classmates to follow.
My hopes for the future of this program in particular is these guys to keep on doing what they're doing and get other people involved, because this here requires commitment. And when I say commitment, because there's a lot of steps to this. So I think as far as the future is concerned, I'd like to see more people get involved, because technology is the wave of the future, and this is a great example of where we're headed.
The students spent nearly an hour with Mayor Jackson, and they said they had a great time showing the mayor their robot and learning more about the political process in Cleveland. The 12th edition of the Who's Who in Black Cleveland was revealed at a celebration at the Intercontinental Hotel in Cleveland. Carter Walmack is the chief operating officer for the Who's Who Publishing Company.
Who's Who's Publishing is a 100% African-American owned company. We publish directories in 25 cities, and this is the 12th edition of Who's Who in Black Cleveland, Akron, Summit County. And it celebrates African-American achievement in those markets across those particular cities.
Cleveland Mayor Frank Jackson attended the unveiling and spoke of the importance of the magazine.
It's very important that someone is able to look at themselves and see the possibilities that they can have and the goals that they can achieve. And that's what this does for Cleveland. That's what it does for the community.
The issue honors those who are game changers in the community and also gives a special salute to the educators who are changing children's lives. For more information, visit the Who's Who Publishing website at who'swhopublishing.com. The International Brotherhood Electrical Workers held their annual utility conference meeting here in Cleveland. Hundreds of IBEW union workers gathered at the downtown Hilton for their conference. Mayor Frank Jackson was one of the speakers at the event, and he wanted to emphasize to the pro-union crowd that the city of Cleveland is a union town. Mayor Jackson wanted to point out that Cleveland's power company has a unique apprenticeship program for electrical workers.
We have a public utility company here, and we work with Local 39 at our public utility to work with us to have an apprenticeship program that brings in about 10 high school young people who have graduated from high school into the Local 39 apprenticeship into our public utility. It's been very successful. We've been doing it for about 8 or 9 years.
For more information on the Intern to Apprenticeship program, please contact Aaliyah McBooth, Program Administrator at the Cleveland Public Power. The number is 216-664-3922. The Collinwood neighborhood has a new place the community can enjoy. The Salvation Army Temple Corps Cleveland held their dedication ceremony. The grand opening of the new building is great for the neighborhood, says Ward 8 Councilman Michael Polensek.
This neighborhood, like other neighborhoods, are in need of programs and services, especially for low income, for children, for seniors that are in need of help and assistance. So it's positioned well, geographically positioned to service the community. So again, between this and the Collinwood Recreation Center, now we are repositioning the institutions and the neighborhood to serve greater needs of our residents. That's what it's all about. It's all about service.
Captain Daniel Alvario explains what the Salvation Army is and how the Cleveland Temple Corps will help others.
Well, we started off as a church, but we recognize that you can't really preach the gospel at times when somebody's hungry, when somebody doesn't, they're not ready to listen to the message if they don't have something to eat or if they're not being taken care of as well. So we provide all three. We are able to help people with food, and groceries, or we have after school programs where we have kids that come in right from their school and are able to join an amazing program. We have basketball programs where the kids can just come here and play basketball and stay out of the streets, which is important to us. We have music programs where we teach the kids how to play an instrument, how to read music, and we're just an all-around place for people to go and feel loved and cared for and be safe.
Fleet Avenue in historic Slavic Village was the venue to celebrate the biggest Polish celebration of the year, Constitution Day. Ward 12 Councilman Anthony Brancatelli was impressed by the turnout.
When you see thousands of people out on the street watching hundreds of marchers, bands, entertainers, Polish dancers, it's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful opportunity to celebrate our Constitution, the second oldest Constitution next to the United States. We're excited to see all the investments happening in our neighborhood. We're excited to see a complete and green Fleet Avenue done, which has really attracted more businesses, winning the competition around businesses through the LeBron James Cleveland household. We're really excited about it.
At the official ceremony, Cleveland Mayor Frank Jackson recognized the efforts of the Polish community in helping make Cleveland a great city.
The Polish community has always been part of Cleveland and has helped build Cleveland and make Cleveland what it is today. So have a good time. Thank you.
The day included food, music, an abundance of Polish pride, and an amazing parade to the delight of thousands of attendees. For more information on everything that's going on in Slavic Village, visit their website at slavicvillage.org. The heart-pounding competition series American Ninja Warrior is back for its 9th season and was here at Cleveland's Public Square to shoot their qualifying and final rounds. Enrique Correa was in the square and has more on all the excitement.
Leah, we're here at Public Square where there are hundreds of people watching and waiting to see who can make it across this American Ninja obstacle course.
It took more than a week and 300 workers to transform Public Square into this state-of-the-art obstacle course. Since Public Square's $50 million renovation, the area has become a popular location, which is why American Ninja Warrior producers thought it would be a perfect spot to shoot their show.
It's absolutely gorgeous. I mean, the grass and the way they've incorporated like the natural beauty and preserved all the buildings that are around it. It's a beautiful place to be in the center of the town. And it actually, our course, as you can see, is a huge footprint. So finding a place that is large enough to fit the course is always difficult, and this fits it perfectly. So, and it's also great because there's a lot of open space for fans to watch, and they can gather and watch it from anywhere. So it's not inhibited by any of that.
Besides the huge American Ninja Warrior course, there was a 120-foot inflatable Ninja Warrior course, plus a 20-foot cargo net climb so kids can display their ninja skills.
I think it's great for Cleveland, the city, the kids, everybody involved. Absolutely.
The Cleveland competition had more than 120 people trying out. Two of the contestants from the Cleveland area are 32-year-old mother of two, Brenda O'Hara, who was competing for the first time.
I sat down and I made this list of everything I wanted to accomplish in life, and this was somewhere near the top of my list.
Then there was Logan Broadbent, who has competed in the American Ninja course before, and he says he's not giving up.
It means so much to me to be able to represent our city and hopefully be on top of the warp wall hitting that buzzer tonight.
Now, this isn't the first time you've competed in American Ninja. Tell me about that.
That's right. So last year was my first year applying for the show, the first year I got on, and I competed in Philadelphia. I actually did really well for my rookie season. They call it your rookie year. I finished 2 spots out of the finals.
Of course, I had to try and make an attempt to get up the warped wall, but I didn't do too well. I could barely make it up the Warrior wall. I guess I have to keep on training.
The American Ninja shows they were taped here in Cleveland will air on July 10th and August 21st, so make sure you check them out. At Public Square, I'm Enrique Correa, TV20, We Are Cleveland. Back to you in the studio.
I give them a lot of credit. I could never do any of those kind of stunting and tricks. Thanks for watching TV20 News, We Are Cleveland. I'm Leah Haslage. Up next, we'll have Christian Patterson with the Inside Sports Report.